All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oregon Trail 2 here on the Lord Master channel. My name is Lord Master, and I am pretty excited to be back here on this game after for some time, because back then I did a bunch of Oregon Trail videos, not this game, but the newest version of the Oregon Trail, which you've seen a couple of those in my YouTube channel. Which I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. As far as gameplay mechanic is concerned and all that, it's up to modern standard and all that. But I am back here on Oregon Trail 2 because, well, one, it's Christmas time in the Lord Master channel, so I wanted to go back to this game. But do not worry, ladies and gentlemen. One day I will return to do the other Oregon Trail videos, as it's been in hiatus for a while, because there were still some challenges that I have not yet completed, but I would like to get back into. And also, I've been pretty busy with some of the other video series that I've done for Crusader Kings 3 and all that stuff, and a few other things, especially real life stuff that I've been doing based on my, well, personal interests and all that. And oh, what else? Because, you know, I have a tendency to be slightly absent-minded. Sometimes it's the case. But anyways, what I have here is I don't know why I said why I have here, because I'm basically going to be, you know, doing this here trail video. But I just got a lot of stuff to talk about as this video goes on. And this video here was recorded on Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas 2023. So happy holidays if you're watching this on Christmas Day. And if you're watching it on some other day, then happy day, whichever day that you watch this video on. As I said, Lord Master's got a lot of things to say for this edition of the Oregon Trail. So let's travel the trail, shall we? You're a carpenter who has come to St. Joseph in 1843 for the purpose of setting off on a journey west to Oregon City. You already bought a Conestoga wagon, but you still need to buy other supplies you need to store for your journey. As you wander the streets of St. Joseph, you'll see the various stores that should be able to provide you with supplies, provided you have enough cash. You'll also see people who may be able to give you some good advice, if they have some good advice.
The merchants here in town offer basic packages of supplies based on the size of one's party and estimated length of journey. Of course, you can shop around on your own or add to the basic set. So, which package would you like?
6 months. Of course, you probably noticed already that the price looks a little different. Well, one, I'm a carpenter, and two, occupation, excuse me. But these are my party members, inspired by my other Oregon Trail video that I did, this video series. So there's me, Lord Master, and 4 other party members, including Maggie, Gus, Walter, and Annie. Which is, those were the names that we traveled with during the Oregon Trail video series that I did. Which you can check it out on my playlist. And I would say that, you know, although we also brought those same names together for the Oregon Trail that I did this past Halloween. Now, Fremont sets out on second Western expedition. Well, what happened with the first? And also, you may probably notice already, why is it such an odd number, 1843? Well, the last trail I did, I had to look it up before recording further, that that I started in 1841, so I thought 1843 will do. So I say to myself, what's the earliest start date we can have St. Joseph? And apparently it's this one. And that would mean in the 1842 edition, it does not say anything about St. Joseph. Imagine if you're a stranger who decides to come here to set off on the Oregon Trail, and you're in the wrong place. Like, what if they shipped you to the wrong town? It's like, hey, I was supposed to be in Independence. Instead, I'm here in St. Joseph. But the guidebook says nothing of St. Joseph. And I don't know what's beyond the trail beyond St. Joseph until we know Toys R Us. Can you imagine that if you're one of the first-time trailblazers and settlers to start off here as a destination, jumping off point. There you go. Before going west.
Hello, friend. Say, has your wagon train formed yet? And have you met to form the council that'll provide guidance and governance on your long journey?
Do tell me more.
Bylaws and regulations drawn up by your self-elected council will be your only law on the trail. You got to keep out the bad element and make arrangements for settling disputes.
What kind of disputes we're talking here? Vice?
I have here a complete and elegantly scripted constitution, suited to all upright citizens. Drew it up myself. I had a year in law school, you know. If you let me join your wagon train, I'll be glad to offer this here constitution to you free of charge.
Had a year in law school, despite the fact that you're in St. Joseph. One would think that he studied it here. I mean, look, we know who this character is. He's a fraud. What I'm talking about is, can you imagine? He says, I had a year in law school right here, you know, even though the town did not exist. But my curious is too great. So hang on, I gotta do double duty here. One, bring up my phone with one hand, and two, try to buy some medicine with the other hand. Because, you know, it ain't easy being me. It ain't easy being Lord Master. I haven't said that in 10 years. I used to say that as my catchphrase back in the old Lord Master. What do you mean old? This is the same one. Back in the olden days. Listen to yourself, Lord Master. Already you're going that old man mentality. Which you'll be like, back in my day, we used to do this kind of shiznit. Be glad that old man bitch isn't here in this video. Otherwise, I'll be doing this all day. Yeah, like Steve Rogers says, I could do this all day. Again, I will talk about the movies as soon as we start off the trail, because, oh boy, I've watched a lot of movies this year. Not just 2023, but just movies in general, both old and new. What else? What are we missing? Ah, yes. Don't go overspending too much. Just take what you need. Spare... No. Spare carpenter. You just need a spare rifle, and that's it. Not to mention, rifle shotgun sheath, just to reduce the chance of getting an accidental gun... Shut! Stammered a little. Yes, we know St. Joseph, the man himself. I'm talking about St. Joseph, Missouri. Keep shopping, damn it. Geography. Need spare wagon parts. Even though I'm a carpenter and I can fix things pretty easily. But may never know. St. Joseph, Missouri. God damn it. Not Minnesota, Missouri. When was this established? That is the real question. Well, the town is apparently, as I shop along, this town was apparently named after both the Joseph Robideau and the biblical St. Joseph, of course. Talking about when was it found? That's the real question. Lanterns for everybody. St. Joseph was founded on the Missouri River by Joseph Robideau, a local fur trader of French-Canadian descent. It was officially incorporated in 1843. All right. Yeah, it was founded in 1843, right here. And the guidebook says nothing about it because it's the 1842 edition. So they're not even aware of the place's existence because it wasn't incorporated yet. Or just give me a bunch of decks of playing cards so we could trade them off to somebody. And since you're bringing lanterns, you might as well bring tins of lantern oil. It's a little much, I know. And get a butter churn. May never know how we'll figure out how to, you know, work the butter. Because I have this, you know, fringe theory of how do we make butter? Also easy with the spending. Spend the rest on animals. Stables is this way, dummy. Get the oxen. A dozen at least. Chickens and a milk cow. But you need that milk cow because of the whole, again, butter theory. The theorem of butter. Of course, since this is one of the earlier start dates of the Oregon Trail, you'll be traveling with small wagon trains. Like 6 to 23 people, 8 with 30 people, or even 12 with 40 people. Well, just go with a dozen wagons with 40 people. It makes you feel like you're alone out on the trail. But that's the way it was prior to 1848, where the size of the wagon trains just increase in great numbers. So, hope you're all ready for this.
Time's a wasting. Let's go.
Yep, you got it, pal.
I don't see how we can cross right now. The ice isn't thick enough. Maybe we can break through the ice and then ford or float.
Still got it. Also, by the way, the mouse has a bit of a nasty habit of double clicking every once in a while, so I gotta be careful what I click. And oh god, that temperature, 44. The ice is gonna break if we try to cross it, so wait a day. I don't trust it. One more day, then we'll cross. Unchanged. Well, if one of us drowns, then it's my fault. The ice holds. Believe it or not. Cold spring. It don't look cold right now.
I think it's time we be moving on now.
Muddy trail crud. If we get stuck in the mud, I am gonna be woo 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 woo. That's what I'll be like.
What are we waiting for? Let's cross.
How do I gotta float? What are the chances that it's gonna get stuck? No stuck. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Got to change the pace right off the bat. I mean, sure, it doesn't help much, because you're still traveling across muddy trail.
I reckon fording's the best way to cross this river.
Lordy, I've just about had it with these rivers. Can't wait to get back to civilization.
We only traveled about 90 miles, and we've gone through, well, this is about to be our third river crossing to this here trail.
We're heading back while we're still able. We've had enough.
Can you explain what has gotten into you? I mean, the rivers hadn't killed nobody.
Go back. Ain't nothing up ahead but disease, disaster, and death. Mark my words, you'll wish you had.
Already we have a pessimist. Huh. You don't even know the land beyond there. Let me see. Why am I even bothering you? Talk like a float. See, what are you talking about? Here comes our fourth crossing of the... Wait.
Should keep moving, but at a distance. They could be trouble.
Well...
I think we ought to go up to them and say howdy. They may be in need of help, or they may be able to help us.
I don't have my quarter with me, the ones that I usually have to make such tough decisions, but I'll have to produce one a little later. Unless I've lost it somewhere. In my desk. No, I have to go get it from my coin safe, so I'll approach him. Strange movie to approach him. Thief! Nope, no thief. It's happened to me once where it's like they moved away, and then someone started his voice. It wasn't in a recording, but it happened to me once.
What are we waiting for?
Howdy. We're going to Oregon. I bet that's where you're going too. Either that or California.
We are going to Oregon. Do tell me more.
We went by boats on rivers and canals to St. Joseph, Missouri. And we're going the rest of the way by wagon.
You have any advice?
Advice? I don't know if anyone's ever asked me for advice before. Maybe I better ask my pa. He might have some advice. Hey, Pa. Pa! There's some people here asking for advice.
And based on our conversation with, they didn't respond. This one may be rather difficult. Made it. St. Joseph Road Junction.
We're going west, aren't we?
Yeah, I think.
Maybe we better consult our guidebook before deciding which road to take.
The 1842 edition, but this is 1843. They've probably switched it. Probably made some revisions that I had no knowledge about. But just follow where the sun sets. That's all we need to know. Oh, it's them again. Come here!
Good to see you, friend. You know, I spent some time out west, and now I'm traveling back east to fetch my family.
Could tell me more.
Hope you're prepared. You'll be seeing quite a bit of the elephant further on. Since your animals is already mighty worn, it's gonna be rough. Feed ain't always plentiful, and water's sometimes right scanty. Hurry along, but don't push your animals too hard. You don't want to get caught by early snow, but if you get too hard with your animals, they won't carry them more than halfway.
No thief. The Narrows. Here, let's practice for some hunting. Let's bag another. Damn, that's a lot, just for 2 deer. They had a lot of poundage in them. Let's get moving. Again? Apparently there's a lot more people on this trail than we thought.
I'm a duly deputized officer of the law. We have reason to believe there might be a thief and cheat among you.
Yeah, I've been paranoid about that recently. About the possibility of thieves, but I can't seem to resist the temptation to approach them, of these strangers.
A blacksmith a ways back said he did some work for a fellow in a wagon train, but he took off without paying him.
Oh, so you have any advice?
I don't see anyone here that matches the description of the varmint we're after. You folks keep your noses clean, you hear?
Yeah, I hear you. God, would it be sick if that man was the thief himself and took my stuff? I would have lost my bleeping mind. Well, there is no Fort Kearny at this time, but you're in Plum Creek, which, if I remember correctly, this is where the rattlesnakes began to appear. The increased likelihood of a rattlesnake bite event that is to occur here.
I say we continue on our way.
Nope, no rattlesnakes. Trust me, I've played this game since the year 2000, I believe. So I'm just very savvy about such things. South Platte River. At least it's not muddy this time, but it's awfully cold out there, though.
I don't like the looks of the river right now. Let's wait before crossing.
Why do you say that? It's only 2 feet deep. I mean, if you just put your foot in the water, it's not going to kill you. At least it's not extremely treacherous. This here is California Hill.
I am Chichistas. To the Sioux and the white men, we are known as the Cheyenne. My name is Stares at the Sun. This hill is one of the worst places on the Medicine Road of the whites. I've seen many people and animals hurt or killed here. It is always best to travel light. If you remove things that you do not need from your wagon, you may have a better chance of getting to the top of the hill.
We've been traveling relatively light. I think we'll be fine. Well, how about here?
I've been cogitating on this, and I think we should wait for the weather and soil to improve before attempting this hill.
We'll continue downhill. If we tip over, your ass is mine. Nope. Nobody got hurt. Calm yourselves. Okay, we'll go hunting again this time. Because I just want to... I don't know. I don't know why I have this song playing in my head just now, which I don't know where it's from, either that or I'm making stuff up where the lyrics go something like, goes something like this. I'm gonna kick somebody's ass. Gonna kick somebody's ass. What the fuck? Why are you shooting? Oh, the bear's gonna come maul you. Watch. It's gonna happen. Oh, okay. No, he didn't. Unless shooting multiple times is able to convince the said bear to turn around and go. Oh no, not Muddy Trail again. Chimney Rock. I want you to find that bear and kill it so he'll be no trouble to you. One second. Excuse me. Had McDonald's for lunch. Anyways. I think it's about as good as time as any as we search for that bear or whatever. Oh no, we found something bigger, badder, and come on, just stop moving, drop, eat grass, come on, eat grass, eat grass, eat, just stop walking and start eating grass so I could, because apparently I'm not good at shooting at moving targets. Stop being slow and lumbering, you big cow. All you need is one. Barely. Let's keep going. Oh, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I know I got a lot of things to talk about and we're gonna get to them very soon.
This here's Robidoux Pass. I hear it's named after a Frenchman, Joseph Robideau, who's well known in these parts as a trader.
And St. Joseph was apparently named after him, or St. Joseph himself.
Some folks say St. Joseph, Missouri was named after him too, but I don't rightly know about that.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask. Do you have any advice?
Can't say that I do.
All right. I'll go ahead and float while I bring something up here. Fort John.
They tell me someone in this wagon train is looking for a doctor. Is that true?
I don't know what kind of rumors you've been hearing. We've been doing all fine, surprisingly. Nobody got sick, nobody got shot, nobody got mauled, nobody got measles, nobody got consumption. I mean, heaven forbid if anybody gets any. Because, you know, once the character has it, then you have it for the rest of the playthrough, one would think. And, ow, 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 ow. Oh, I hate it when this happens to me. Just give me a moment. Ow, ow. Give me a few pickaxes. No, that's a little excessive. To tell you the truth, people, every once in a while, I have a tendency to feel a little bit of pain that's coming. Rephrase that. I have a little bit of pain that is from my left testicle. The reason for that is it's because of bad posture, because I tend to, I don't know, slouch or whatever's the word, you know, when you lean towards a desk or something, because I don't sit on a chair, I sit on a bed. I mean, that's how I've been doing these videos, PC gaming videos, for 10 years. And, so that's one of the issues with me here. I mean, it's not constant, it just happens every once in a while. And the only way to fix that problem is, well, put a heating pad on your back, because it's spine related. That's the reason for it. There's nothing wrong with your ball, Lord Master. It's all in the spine. And sometimes in your mind, because you have anxiety. Which is something I've had for years upon years. So let's continue and go to Register Cliff, a place where hunters go to die. I bring that up every time whenever I do an Oregon Trail video like these, because I have a pretty unfortunate track record, even though that's kind of half and half with me, that every time I hunt in Register Cliff, something bad happens to me. Like, I may get an accidental gunshot, I may get an animal bite, get an animal mauled, or even killed. And surprisingly, in many of my trail videos that I've done, never once that I've been killed by an accidental gunshot, which is a miracle in itself. Even in playthroughs where I did not buy that rifle or shotgun sheath. So, let's hunt now. Oh god, for a moment I thought it was a giant animal, like it's like, oh my goodness, that's the biggest thing I've ever seen. It's just you don't typically sit up close. I shot you in near point blank, and you still walked away from it. Then again, stranger things have happened, like a bunch of strangers. And as oh, here we go again. All you need is one. Let's put that accidental gunshot theory to a test. What happens if you reload it, left it loaded, you come back with all this stuff, and then nothing. That's what sheaves are for. So now, during this calendar year of 2023, I have watched about 50 plus movies. Oh my god, the strangers are back!
I wouldn't mind hearing what they have to say.
Could provide useful information about the trail ahead.
The Stranger Trail.
Ah, more dad-blamed fools out in the middle of nowhere.
Now this man is the likely candidate to be the thief. What are you doing here?
Watch your tongue, friend. Sometimes it don't pay to talk smart to the wrong party.
Well, we got any advice?
Watch your step. Not everyone's as forgiving as me. Why don't you folks just move along now?
Before I steal your shit. And he didn't. Now, what was I saying? Oh yes. God, I watched a lot of movies this year. It's probably the most amount of movies that I've watched in any year of my real life after 31 years of living, as I'm 31 years old. Nobody insightful to talk to. As we approach the North Platte River.
I fear we've grown rather shabby. My shoes have worn out, and our clothes have nearly become rags.
Do tell.
The trail affords us few opportunities for renovation. We've had some luck fishing, better than hunting sometimes. One gentleman in our party brought some fishing hooks. I do declare those little hooks have saved us a good deal of grief.
Advice.
I do hope you're being sure to give yourselves frequent rests along the way. That's especially important when someone's injured or ailing. And be careful not to push yourselves too hard.
We haven't been doing that because, well, none of us got sick or hurt, and of course the animals haven't got it exhausted, so there's no reason to stop now. So talk away and float here, which the rivers have been kind to us, surprisingly, for this part of the trail here. Let's continue on this here trail as I will talk about movies. As I stated before, that I've watched a lot of movies this year, and holy crap, that surprised me.
The animals are getting scared by the lightning and thunder. Perhaps it would be best for us to stop until this storm blows over.
I thought you went back east. Unknown ailment. Gus is suffering from an unknown ailment. Don't tell me you drank the alkali water. Or is that, look, I'm trying to remember. It's like, well, it's not dysentery, otherwise it would have gotten a vice. It ain't water poisoning. Oh, I think it may have been alkali poisoning. So have some grease or lard, which I don't know if that makes it work. You should look at the symptoms first. Generalized pain, vomiting, nausea, total prostration, upset stomach. Oh, you probably drank some bad shit then. It's the alkali, what did I tell you? Or some really bad rainwater, as if finally all my goodwill of this trail has caught up with us. So some of the notable movies that I've watched this year, that came out in 2023, that I saw some movies, such as Barbie and Oppenheimer as well. And there's a couple of other ones which I'll say that in a separate topic of movies I've watched during this year. This year, what the... Look, English may be my first language, but I may be forgetting a few words at times, because sometimes I get a little tongue-tied.
Howdy, are you looking for my Ma and Pa? They're just round the other side of the wagon doing some chores.
Tell me more.
Why do they call this place Devil's Gate? It don't look so devilish to me, just a couple of big rocks that the river goes through.
Oh, do you have any advice? The reason I said, "Ooh," it's not because of you, it's just I saw something on my phone and I had to read in a moment.
No, but I hope we meet up with some more wagons with children. My friend Jenny Carlson got drowned back crossing the Platte. And I'm mad at Tommy Blaine because he called Susie here just a dumb old doll.
Alrighty.
Time is a wasting. Let's get out.
Well, there's something in Split Rock at the moment. As I'm trying to think of some of the other movies I've watched. It's a few of which that I've actually mentioned before in previous videos of the Oregon Trail in this game. So some of the other notable movies that I've watched include Deliverance. Yeah, I've watched that movie an hour after I had my anxiety attack. That happened on April 25th. So that was from midnight to 1 in the morning that I watched Deliverance. Oh gosh, that was something. But that kick-started my interest in thriller and suspense movies in general. And I was watching a lot of that this year. With movies such as Southern Comfort. Trying to think of some of the other ones. Oh yeah, the most recent movie that I watched before recording this video was The Game, 1997, starring Michael Douglas. Now that's a movie that you people should watch once in a lifetime. Woo boy! And also I would have to separate that into categories of, you know, the movies that I've watched because it stars a certain actor or actress in it that I've watched multiple movies of during this year that I'm on. Like, for example, okay, let me take 2. Gotcha. 161, carry all that back. You're doing okay, Gus. You're doing okay. Like, for example, I've watched about 4 movies that has Haley Steinfeld in it, who is my current favorite actress of this decade, with which I saw her in 4 movies, such as the 2 Spider-Verse movies, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. And also saw her in Barely Lethal, which is what it is. And then Edge of 17, I also saw her that in it, which is arguably, so says by her fans, as one of her best works that she's ever done in her young career. And, well, we switch to another actor like Kevin Costner, which I've watched a couple of those, more notably The Untouchables and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, in which I also watched Robin Hood Men in Tights. Again, all those movies that I have mentioned and will mention more of is all first time for me. Don't drink that alkali. Give me a moment to find a coin because none of you people even matter to me. Okay, let me find that old quarter that I had on my desk. I don't know what they did with that. So I'm gonna have to, you know, go get it off of the safe. That's a nickel, Lord Master. Come on. Where's my quarter? That's the quarter, yes. Now, just put that down while I discuss business. Okay, you know, you people who have seen the Oregon Trail too many times. Hope you're still here because I just banged my thing and it made a little notification sound. So, standard procedure. Heads, deep sand route, tails, 3 crossings. Best 2 out of 3. Let's flip! We got 1 for deep sand route. And here's flip number 2. Oh, it's spinning. It's spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning. And it's heads. Deep sand route it is then. So, now, let's get going. And also I've recently, and also have watched a bunch of movies with Gene Hackman in it. Such as Uncommon Valor. What the hell else I saw him in? Crimson Tide, which is like one of the most intense movies I've watched. because of the, you know, again, words don't do justice coming from me. Like any of the movies I watch, it's almost like it's basically some of the movies that I'll mention here is basically my own recommendations for you people to watch should you have a lot of free time in your hands. So the South Pass. We caught some fish! Where? Fish is on a hill. We're not even near a river. That's strange. We'll clean them for food. Oh my goodness, 39 pounds of salted fish. Again, we have salt, so we have to salt these fish. Is there a water hole in the hill? Or do the hills have water? Not like the hills have ice, but the hills have water? Or are we really that close to a river where we decide to go fishing? Look, we're not even near a river. It took a couple of miles to get to the river. Unless somebody was catching up on one of our party members got left behind during the fishing, and it's like, okay, we're here on the hill. And they're like, hey, Lord Master, we got some fish. Anyways. Now we're at South Pass. And also I've watched a bunch of movies that has Harrison Ford in it. With notable movies such as Witness, The Fugitive, Patriot Games, and Clear and Present Danger. Again, these were all first time watching that I watched at that time. Which is, again, just a bunch of movies that I've been watching that usually falls on the thriller or the thriller category. But there were also some other movies that I've watched that kind of falls along the line of psychological for me, as I've been into those as well. Pacific Springs. Now, psychological movies that I've watched a couple of ones, including, oh god, one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen, which was oh god, what is it called? Because that shit haunts me, man. And it makes me feel glad that that I'll say this to you people regarding my real life self. Never have I once in my life ever taken drugs, nor ever drank alcohol. I am clean. Always have been. Requiem for a Dream was that movie. That's, as I said, one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen. So if you people are familiar with that, oh boy, I'm sure that just makes you feel like you're down already. You know, it's haunting, you know. And also I've watched some bad movies on purpose for reasons. One was recommended by my brother, and the other, well, that's because of notoriety. One was Batman and Robin, the one where, you know, George Clooney is Batman. I mean, it's like people say that's one of the worst films ever made, but I'm like, well, when I watched that, I was like, not as bad as people make it out to be. It's just stupid, but not like insulting to the intelligence, except for some people. But then again, I'm an easily entertained type of person, which I could get behind some of the silly shit that may be presented here and then. And the other bad movie that I watched was The Room. Oh, I'm sure you people know that one. The Room, the one with Tommy Wiseau. You are tearing me apart, Lisa, like this wagon.
I wouldn't go near it if I were you. An abandoned wagon is bad luck.
We found a saw. What if it is bad luck? What if that saw was the tool that was used to saw off the wagon covers? And where are the bodies? Were they sawn off too? Thieves! As soon as I said the word thieves, that little animation of an animal that goes, you know, the peak before it started running, as soon as I said the word thieves. Was it you people? Oh, find the decks of playing cards. Find the playing cards. Oh yeah, I'll be willing to give away a winter coat. Okay, let's try again. I'll give you a winter coat. Here you go. Now, where was I? Hey, it's him again.
Can you help us find a doctor?
Why do you need one?
My pa is sick, and we may not be able to travel till he gets better. We've been pushing too hard, and our health has suffered.
Right.
When pa can travel again, we'll go at a slower pace. Maybe you ought to do the same.
I wonder who is your pa. Fort Bridger.
How's doing, friends? You must belong to that wagon train that just pulled in.
Howdy.
I'm a scout round about these parts. I hire myself out to the army, wagon train surveyors, just about anyone in need of my services. Sorry I can't help you folks right now. I got me a contract and I'm sticking to it. Rest up here for a day or two and restock your supplies. But don't waste too much time. You'd best be heading on your way soon to beat the snows.
Beat the snows. Beat the snows out of you. Oh, have we ever made butter? Fresh butter? Salted meat, salted fin, eggs. No fresh butter. Well, where's the gallons of milk? Is our cow dead? Nope, our cow's still alive. Which is a miracle in itself. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, boy! The high is 68, but the low is 63. Barely any temperature change. Yeah, the last movies I mentioned were bad ones, right? Bad ones. But the movie that I enjoyed the least, as in I enjoyed watching it, but it's kind of like near the bottom of my list of the movies I enjoyed watching during this year because of, you know, being overshadowed by a bunch of other movies that I've enjoyed. And like the one other movie that I've watched that I enjoyed the least was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which to me, my memories of movies kind of a blur at this point because I kind of don't remember most of it except for a few key moments. And as I said, it's overshadowed by a bunch of other movies I saw this year, which I'm about to tell you more of. And earlier I mentioned Uncommon Valor, one of the Gene Hackman movies. Oh, you're finally getting tired, huh? Oh, get your ass moving!
We can continue at a slower pace, and the people with the injured animal can unhitch it.
Come on, get your ass up. Slow you down so you can catch up. Yeah, Uncommon Valor, which was one of the movies, you know, that's set after the Vietnam War. And then comes the relevance of Vietnam War, which I watched a bunch of Vietnam War movies, such as, again, all first time, such as Full Metal Jacket, Hamburger Hill, I believe that was called, because I'm not sure if that's even a right hill, or is it Pork Chop Hill, because I forget, because one of them is, you know, Vietnam and the other is Korean War, regarding, you know, the names of the hill. Let me type it. Yeah, you're right. Hamburger Hill was in Vietnam War. Okay. And I've also watched Platoon and We Were Soldiers. Again, all Vietnam War movies. Oh, and The Deer Hunter as well. Of which, one of the fewest things I've remembered watching for the Deer Hunter film was that wedding scene was way too long.
Don't bother me right now. I ain't got time for idle chat.
I live for the idle chat.
If you ain't the persistent one, I told ya I got work to do.
Yeah, you're right.
I recommend you get a move on, lesson you're camping right here. Not that I'm inviting you or anything.
Yeah, I would have talked to you to death about movies. motion pictures, as the old times are called. No, moving pictures. There you go. Moving pictures.
Oh, another group of immigrants going west, no? Getting so this country is as crowded as St. Louis. I've lived out here in the wilderness for more than 20 years, trapping the beaver.
Advice?
None, but to be careful crossing rivers like this. Sometimes they're shallow and don't look like much, but the banks can be steep and the rocks slippery. Maybe there is mud or quicksand. Rivers are the most dangerous thing, far more dangerous than Indians.
Yeah, especially in this river called Thomas.
Lordy, I've just about had it with these rivers. Can't wait to get back to civilization.
Yeah, why are you still following us? Have you changed your mind?
Lordy, go back. Ain't nothing up ahead but disease, disaster, and death. Mark my words, you'll wish you had.
Mark this word. And that word is ha! Now, Big Hill.
I've been cogitating on this.
What could possibly go wrong simply going down a hill?
What could possibly go wrong with simply going down a hill? Oh, nothing. That's what happened. Alright, take 5, everybody. Now, what else other movies that I've watched? Oh yeah, some of the, movies that were based off from Stephen King novels, such as The Shining, a classic horror film. And the other is Misery, which was one of the most memorable movies that I've ever watched during this year. And I'm trying to remember some of the other psychological movies. Oh yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, all that as well. Oh god, and there was Straw Dogs, the old version, with I believe it was Dustin Hoffman in it. And speaking of Dustin Hoffman, one of the other notable films I've watched first time this year was Rain Man. It has him and Tom Cruise, which more on Tom Cruise at the moment, where, let me disclose this right now. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before in any of my YouTube videos, but I have autism. I have the Asperger's syndrome, and that movie, whenever that sort of topic is brought up, that movie is often mentioned. And people ask me, "Have you ever seen Rain Man yet?" And no, I haven't seen it until a couple of months ago. I've watched it, and it was pretty memorable, although a bit dated regarding what we knew about that sort of thing from 1980s, since it came out in 1988, versus what we know now today regarding it. Although I don't want to get too deep into that, but I just want to let you people know that yeah, I do have it, and it just makes me who I am. Of what makes me such a, well, again, I can separate. I'm the person where I can separate the artist from the real person. But as you know, Lord Master is an alter ego of mine, whereas my real life self is a lot more nicer than what you hear or portrayed of the things that I do on video on this channel. So essentially, I'm playing as a character in itself. So there you have it. Let's continue the trail here.
Sure is nice to take a rest now and then. My folks figured this journey'd be hard work, but it's been more'n we counted on. One of my regular jobs is to find fuel for the fire. Sometimes it's hard to find enough wood, so I store extra pieces in a box under the wagon. On the prairie, I gathered buffalo chips to burn when there wasn't any wood, and sage works too.
Advice?
Mama says that a lot of folks on the trail wind up getting sick with scurvy, because they ain't been eating enough fruits and vegetables. We have a big keg of pickles and eat 2 of them every week. Mama says that's just enough to keep the scurvy away.
Oh, I never ate pickles in my life, so I guess I'm a pirate regarding scurvy. Well, you just have turnips. bad mosquitoes.
We can hardly sleep at night with all these mosquitoes buzzing and biting. I wouldn't advise pushing ourselves any harder.
Well, let's rest for 3 days. That'll give us enough time to... All right, stick your arms and legs out. If you see a mosquito, you at him. Got it? Good. Hopefully we got the bastards. Otherwise, if those mosquitoes are out there, we'll be shooting them in the air like this. Mosquito in the air! Mosquito in the air! Mosquito in the air! Mosquitoes everywhere! Down! Down! Get them down! Sorry. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's just me and mosquitoes, man.
Bonjour.
You got anything there? Enough for all. That's the only surefire thing that you need to know.
Howdy.
Okay, I'm trying to remember some of the other things. Oh yeah, there was also that other movie that I've watched, which was Sling Blade. Yeah, that was another notable one that I've watched. Again, any movie that I just say that is notable, but it's because they're named. The ones that I named are notable to me. Alright? More strangers!
Let's just wait here and see what they're gonna do. Frankly, I don't like the looks of them.
Ah, more wagon people. Are you here to slaughter more buffalo like the group that passed by 4 days ago?
I guess you probably heard my gunfire from earlier. Which I was shooting at mosquitoes, not buffalo. So do tell me more.
I'd never seen such waste. They killed 10 times what they needed for food and left most of the carcasses to rot. Luckily, after the coyotes had finished with them, we gathered the bones to make tools.
Your advice?
If you must kill for food, good. But don't kill any more than that. The well-being of our people depends on the buffalo.
Okay, no thieves. Okay, I remember some more movies I saw. I also saw L.A. Confidential, and I also saw Heat, 1995. And there was also 12 Angry Men, 1957, which was, wow, what a movie. Wow. And also I saw the RoboCop trilogy for the first time as well. Yeah, I'm going to Oregon City, I remember now. And also saw the Die Hard trilogy of movies for the first time. Yep, people are probably surprised. They're like, Lord Master, you're 31 years old and you still haven't seen it until now? Or recently? Well, that's what some of them are probably like whenever they react when watching that I've watched such movies. Damn it! God! And he's been injured and suffers from cuts and abrasions.
Any wound has to be treated properly. Wash it, use alcohol or iodine on it, and bandage it up good.
Our very first accident, the wagon tipped over and it got cuts and abrasions. Guess we got too comfortable with the rough and tumble trail. Let's rest for 2 days. You'll be all right. 1 foot. Nobody drowns in a 1 foot river. Which, quick question for you people. Stop right there. I just want to get rid of the Rapids background sound. So, question for you, Oregon Trail aficionados, viewers, and players who are watching this video now. Have you ever tipped over in a 1 foot river and one of your party members either almost drowned or drowned in a 1-foot river. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to some people who tipped over on 2 feet of river and they almost drowned or drowned as well. But have they ever drowned in 1-foot river? Has that ever happened in the history of ever? Can you imagine that? 1 foot? How do you drown in a 1-foot river? I mean, even if you put your head in a 1-foot river, your head is only half submerged. Unless you just stick your face on it, and for some reason, you can't get yourself up to it. Has that ever happened to you people? Which I'll await your answer in the comments if that's ever happened in the history of it. Yeah. Let me think some more movies.
Hola, habla español? Or do you speak English? Do you want to trade? I am Woman Who Came Back. I was captive of Paiute renegades for many years before I escaped and returned to my Bannock village. The renegades treated me like a slave, but I learned to speak some Spanish while among them. I have dried fish to trade. Dried fish do not taste as good as fresh ones, but they will keep for a long time. I also have moccasins. I am known as the best maker of moccasins in my village.
Sure, let's trade. If you're gonna eat dried fish, which you do not, these birds in the Oregon Trail, things don't ever change unless you go to trade stream itself, and therefore you can get a bunch of other things. Why don't I just give you coats? Yeah, I saw it, but I just... What do you say, people?
Well, those 3 islands there make it look like this would be an easy place to cross this here river.
Which way is west?
They say the south route is right sandy. But then again, that Snake River crossing don't look too inviting.
Don't know which way we should go. I figured you would.
Let the coin decide again. While remember, head south alternate route, tails, Fort Boise. So, I want to circle back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe a little bit with some of the other notable works that I've watched during this year, which I saw. I mean, I already mentioned Spider-Verse movies. We got one for Fort Boise. Let's flip again. And we've got heads for South Alternate route. God dang it, that's a tiebreaker. Oh crap, where did you go? Give me a moment, let me put the headset down. Dang it! I saw something else down there that I had to kill. So, and by the way, it's Tails, Fort Boise. Right, MCU. Now, I also saw Guardians of the Galaxy's Volume 2 and Volume 3. I did watch Volume 1 previous year in 2022 during that summer where I watched all of the essential movies of the Infinity Saga with my brother, which was a very memorable time that was during those days. So again, which I mentioned them on an older Oregon Trail video that's dated from last year. Well, nice knowing all of you. We made it through the 3 islands. which is a miracle in itself. And also I've watched Captain Marvel for the first time, and did watch the Miss Marvel series, which is one of the only two TV shows that I've watched during this year. And Miss Marvel's one of them, and the other one from China with The Longest Day at Chang'an, which is a totally different thing altogether. Just want to throw that out there. And also I've watched the Marvels movie just to keep going with that theme of the month during early November. Oh, and what other movies that I saw in the different category that were just, woo boy. And you often get excited, Lord Master, for such things. Because I've become such a cinephile, which is a lover of movies. Double team. Infection, oh no.
You say the wound's infected? Clean it up and treat it with sulfur. That's the best thing to do.
Don't do this to me, girl. I'm giving you 4 days. Oh, and also I've watched a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock movies. I've been on a Hitchcock binge. You good? Still infected. We need to go to Fort Boise, get a doctor so you can rest there. Yeah, a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock movies, and before we fire up the fireworks, so I've watched Rear Window, I've watched Vertigo, and I've seen North by Northwest, and another one whose name escapes me at the moment, but I've been on that binge lately. So yes, Lord Master can appreciate older movies as well, just giving the time and place. Done celebrate the 4th, but we need to get to the 4th before someone drops. Where's the doctor? Where's the doctor? Where's the... I'm trying to think, is there an alternate word for doctor? Physician. Well, assume that it's there. Give me another 3 days. You're doing good. That's good. Before we get moving along here, oh, I mentioned Tom Cruise earlier, since I've mentioned that I've watched Rain Man. I've also watched him in the 2 Jack Reacher movies. I saw those for the first time, which I've heard that the ongoing Reacher TV series is also good. So I may get into that in future. And last weekend, on the same weekend that I watched 12 Angry Men, I also saw Tropic Thunder. It was on YouTube premium ads, and yeah, that was pretty entertaining. At least at the time, like you have to put yourself in the time of the late 2000s to to get it, because some of that stuff doesn't really fly today. I mean, I can understand that, because I'm a person that, I could put myself in a time or place, allow the suspension of disbelief, and then once it's all over, then I like to look at trivia and behind the scenes stuff on any movie that I watch. That's a me thing than anything else, since I, like to write things, and me with making videos and such, that I have to pay attention to such details.
Are you ready to cross the river? I will help you if you want me to. In return, I want some supplies, maybe some clothing to take back to my village.
Hope we still have winter coats.
I am Stronghand. I am known many days' journey all around for having great strength. No one has beaten me at wrestling, not since I was a young boy. If you want me to help you cross the river, say so. We can deal.
Alright, see what I can give you. Oh, we still got a winter coat. Good. We didn't lose any during the tip over.
Which way is west?
This way. Even though that's north. We're going north, not west. Not even north by northwest. Go. Yeah, what else? Yes. I even watched a few Buddhist-themed movies, interestingly enough, such as Samsara, which is a foreign language film, and I even watched Little Buddha, which is a rather interesting story. If you're familiar with Buddhism, especially with the story of the Buddha himself. I mean, it's a story within the story is Little Buddha. And it has Keanu Reeves in it as, you know, the Buddha himself, Siddhartha Gautama. Yes, that person. But still, it's just, I mean, I have little activities, and sometimes I take inspirations from Buddhism personally. I mean, that's just a me thing than anything else. And another foreign language show I watched was Himalaya, not related to Buddhism as much as it's kind of reminds me of that one movie from Norway that is in Northern Sami language. Pathfinder, 1987, I remember that. That's what it reminds me of, is Himalaya, or Himalaya, depending on where you're from and how it's pronounced. Here comes Fallen Rocks. Called it every time.
There must be another path we can take.
And we'll continue over the obstruction, and nothing gets broken. Be careful doing the heavy fog and rough terrain. What's the matter with you? Ronde, rally. Why on earth would we need to have Indians for help with this river that isn't dangerous and short in length? I'm tempted to hunt again. You know what? You will. As I'm trying to think of what else did I saw. Hang on. Ah. There you go. Now, before I get out of here, I would also like to say, again, there was just so many movies. Oh, how could I forget? One of the all-time classics, Casablanca. I watched that the first time, which I watched it on the 80th anniversary of it when it was released in the United States at that time. And also I saw this other movie with my brother, which has Bob Hope in it, but I'm trying to look up that, what is that movie that he did that was really entertaining? I'm looking. Nothing But the Truth, 1941. Oh yeah, that movie. I mean, we saw it when we were watching Turner Classic Movies, and we were quite entertained by it. And then that movie, the premise of it was used in that Jim Carrey movie, Liar, Liar. Oh, and speaking of Jim Carrey, for the first time, I also watched Dumb and Dumber. But, you know, unfortunately, I've seen Dumb and Dumber a long time ago, which I hardly remember anything on that. But I watched Dumb and Dumber. And as well as The Truman Show. I saw that first time, and, yeah. And it also stars, you know, Ed Harris, which reminds me, I also saw him in Apollo 13, Gene Kranz, you know, the vest guy. So I saw that movie, yeah. And Apollo 13 is one of those other, you know, type of movies that I watched that's from the space race era, in which I also saw The Right Stuff, and as well as First Man. and October Sky, again, all around that era. And another Ed Harris movie that I saw him in was The Rock, 1996, which also has Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. Yeah, again, it's just another one of those intense thrillers that I've watched, which I was very much into it. Head up the Blue Mountain, set. Oh no, Walter's got internal injuries. Make him comfortable and rest for 4 days. Not a lot of people survive internal injuries. Oh, he has difficulty in swallowing. Well, he needs to take it easy. Get up there. Okay. What say you people?
Howdy, we're having to lighten the load on our wagon.
Not direction related.
My brother commenced to farming out.
Not direction related. How about you?
I don't know about you, but I ain't feeling too good. I think maybe I ate something back there that disagreed with me. Or maybe it was the water.
Well, I don't know. Tell me more.
My belly's feeling powerful sour. Every now and then I feel like I might get sick. And my head's starting to hurt, too.
Advice?
I was hoping you might have some for me. Maybe we ought to rest a spell. Give me a chance to get over this.
Oh no, we gotta keep pressing on. Plus, there's this road that takes us to Fort Walla Walla, so whatever that ails you, it'll probably help you. I'm trying to think, because I think I've named almost all the movies that I've watched this year that really stood out to me. Because, again, I watched about 50 plus movies this year. I think I covered all of them. Unless something pops up in my mind and just to see if I missed that.
Howdy. Hello.
Welcome to the mission. We're so pleased to see you.
Howdy.
I'm Narcissa Whitman, wife of the doctor. This is our Methodist mission to the local Indians, where we instruct them in the faith and tend to their illnesses.
Yeah, advice.
Please stay a while. If you have any sick among you, bring them on in. We also have food and some supplies to help you on your way.
So long. Hey, how you doing, partner, huh?
No, please step back. Don't come any closer. This poor soul has the measles, and we don't want it to spread. If we're not careful, it can spread like wildfire.
Tell me more.
I'm Marcus Whitman, missionary to the local Indians. My wife and I founded this mission several years ago. We're here to bring religion, civilization, and healing to this distant land.
Your advice.
Let's step outside. This is the sick area, and it's best for both our patients and for you not to be here. If anyone with you needs medical attention, I'll be glad to do whatever I can.
So long. Still got bullets. My God, the high is 94 and the low is 83. How could people sleep at night? I couldn't. That's Texas kind of heat right here. Despite the fact we're up in Washington, I believe. I got nothing. Son of a beeswax. I got nothing to offer. We're getting close to the end, though. I wonder if anybody's got that.
I suggest you look in the guidebook to determine the correct road.
Maybe we better consult our guidebook before deciding which road to take.
Which way is west?
Indecisive people.
Hello! 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 Hello!
I got none. Let's do a stop here in a moment. Let's continue with the trail. Okay, I remember the last couple of movies that I have in my head that I remember now. That the others I've seen. Such as, oh crud. Such as, Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. Now, clock the wagon and flow, not again. Chutes and ladders. Use those chains. Take out the L. Double thing. Well, I got plenty of money. Let me take a drink. Some of the other movies that I saw, besides The Old Men, I also saw A League of Their Own. You know, it's the one with, there's no crying in baseball. Yeah, that movie. Which I actually really enjoy that one. And what else I saw? I also like more of these thrillers that I forgot to mention earlier. I also saw Blown Away, which is the one with Patrick Swayze, I believe. And the other one, The Long Kiss Goodnight, which is the one with Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson. And I think that's, again, I've watched about 50 plus movies this year. Not only from this year, but also from many past years. Even as far back as the 40s. That just pretty much tells you that I officially just become a movie aficionado at this point, that I've watched so many of these movies for the first time in my life after 31 years of living. Again, I'm actually going to spend all the bullets since we're going to be going on the raft. And what the heck else? As I stated before, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure there are probably a few ones I don't remember, but the reason I could not remember some of them is because I either forgot about them, or if they're so bad I wouldn't even talk about it. I mean, why would I? I mean, I'm not saying I've seen some shitty ones. I mean, I told you some of the bad ones, but that's because they're noteworthy. They're worth talking about. Although, what is considered bad to me, in my opinion. But sometimes I find entertainment in some of that. Because, you know, I'm the kind of person that's easily entertained. Like, I can like the best of the best. But when it comes to the worst of the worst, I try to find something of what to make fun of. But, hey, that's just me. Oh, and also one more bullet for me in an attempt to kill myself. Nope, nothing. Pay someone to raft me. Portage around the rapids. Zoom rafting. There you are.
Oh, hello, hello. So good to see you. You must be tired after your long journey. Feel free to rest here a while at the fort. Refresh yourselves.
Yeah, it's been a long journey of me going through memory lane of 2023 that I've watched a bunch of movies this year. So many films.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dr. John McLaughlin, the chief factor here at Fort Vancouver. If there's anything I can do to help you get settled in your new life in the Willamette Valley, just let me know.
Or do you have any advice, good man?
The best way to proceed into the valley is by water, just as you came here. Right near here is the mouth of the Willamette River, flowing into the Columbia. Row up the river until you start to see a good-sized settlement and land there. Good luck to you.
Call me crazy or not, but I don't know why, but that voice actor sounds vaguely familiar to me. Because I remember seeing that YouTube comment the other week to say that, and this is probably me being stupid or just really ignored it, but you remember the Yukon Trail, like at the intro, with the narration? The voice actor of the narrator is the same voice actor who played as Midas T. Golden. I think that voice actor might be that same person, just the way he sounds. Again, listen one more time as I hit part and then try to compare it with the Yukon Trail based on what you've heard or seen, or just try to play with two audios where on one tab of your computer you got this one and the other with the Yukon Trail at the beginning of mine. Listen one more time and compare and contrast.
The best way to proceed into the valley is by water, just as you came here. Right near here is the mouth of the Willamette River, flowing into the Columbia. Row up the river until you start to see a good-sized settlement and land there. Good luck to you.
I mean, yeah, he put an accent on it, but I'm kind of convinced that it's got to be the same person. Either that or I'm crazy in the head. Anyways, it's Computer Raptor to finish this trail. You've reached Oregon City! Stake a land claim. 843 acres, and nobody died. Everybody's in good health. Look at that. That was very good, carpentry. See what I said. In 1843, Lord Master built a home on 843 acres of land in the Willamette Valley of Oregon. Despite some early successes, unfortunate businesses led to unexpected financial hardships. But still, Lord Master managed to endure. Regrettably, several of Lord Master's descendants, including a major figure in early 20th century government and business scandal, have managed to tarnish the good family's name. Okay. Unfortunate business decisions, and my descendants didn't fare any better. What the frick? Give me a gun. I want to end it all. That's not my fate. No, we're not going to do this again. I'm not wasting amount of minutes for this. Just get out of here. But still, you managed to make it up to the list of legends. Yeah. So, we can end this right now. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Oregon Trail here on the Christmas Day edition here on the Lord Master channel. Even though I was just mostly talking about movies and stuff, that just tells you, man, Lord Master has watched some really good movies and some not so good ones as well. But he did it because he was committed to it. Gotta admire him for that. And so, next time when I do an Oregon Trail 2 video, it'll be on my YouTube anniversary, my 11th year anniversary of the Lord Master channel, which will be on January 16th. That's when I will do the next video of this. And also upcoming to the Lord Master channel is a new Crusader Kings 3 series featuring the Zunbil dynasty, where I play as the Zunist faith of the Turco-Hepthalite culture. Also coming up is the return of the Oregon Trail, where I get back to doing a video series to finish what I have not done yet. Since there's still a few more challenges left to do that I wanted to do, I just never found the time to do so until nowadays. And the possibility of a bunch of other videos from a bunch of other games, of whatever piques my interest and such. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired, man. I mean, I'm not going to draw it out till this music ends, so I'll just say this. It's been one heck of a year in the Lord Master channel, and a heck of a year in my real life as well. So, we'll see you in the next one, but until then, so long for now.